As I put on my daily attire, I got my button flies out of the dryer. Next thing you know, I'm a wealthy man of means. I found $10 in the pocket of my jeans.
When you've got something to celebrate, come to Bennigan's Blarney Blast, a celebration of St. Patrick's Day that's not just one day, but a whole month of great food, amazing drinks, even a chance to win a trip to Ireland. It's a whole month to celebrate. Whatever you want.
Jason, listen to that.
I know. Bennigan's.
What have we lost?
Well, apparently affordable dining and button fly jeans.
All right. Here's the deal. I'm not going to do the regular intro today. I'm just bringing Jason in. Everybody knows the story. A couple of weeks ago, I posted something on Facebook. The quote is, "This country lost a lot when Bennigan's disappeared and took their Monte Cristo sandwich with it. 1 minute, I was cramming that thing into a little cup of preserves. The next, it was just gone."
Nothing but memories.
I paused there for effect. So the first comment I got on this thing was a girl named, was for someone named Athena. We went to school with her.
Yeah.
If you don't know Athena, you just never looked up because she was taller than all of us. She said, "I worked there and never understood how anyone could eat that heart attack on a plate."
Dude, I think it goes deeper than heart attack. There's some diabetes. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff in there. But it was wonderful and perfect.
Oh my gosh. And she delivered those plates full of joy and love.
I know.
And she doesn't even respect her time there.
No, that's why she worked there and I didn't, because I would have said, you know what, you're going to notice that I took a bite out of this. And I hope you're not upset, but that's a service we offer, which is why I would have never lasted a minute.
What if I'm not sick, so you're not going to be sick?
That's right.
I'm like the king's taster.
Oh, good.
So it turns out I kind of accidentally opened up a support group because I got quite a few comments on here. A lot of people saying that, the Monte Cristo, buddy named Derek in Tennessee, that Monte Cristo made me complete. I'm lost without it.
Gee. That's a night spent listening to Air Supply songs with a picture of a Monte Cristo sandwich.
Sure.
On your phone.
Yeah. Wake up in bed, you got sugar all around.
And,
Yeah. But there is a comment among the first string with Athena from the fifth Beatle here, Greg. He said, "I sense an episode on lost iconic foods." And I think we're there. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. Here we are. Jason Dean in with us today.
Hey.
Doesn't need a introduction. He's been on here a while. Our popular host here. How was the beach?
It was great. Nobody tried to push me back into the water for fear I was dying, but I came back. I've got no sunburns. It was wonderful, man.
Little kids putting wet towels on you.
Nobody's strapping dynamite to me, trying to blow me up or any of that type of stuff. It was
ridiculous.
It's always a wonderful family vacation when you bring back the same number that you took. So that's how we returned. So
that's a win. Yeah,
that's it.
Good deal. Well, boy, I tell you, the summer break is now at an end. That week, actually last week, my brother was on a plane back from Tokyo, and every co-host I've ever had in the world was busy doing something. Summertime's a good time, man. So I'm glad we're back at it.
Yes, sir. I have missed it.
All right. So here's the episode.
Yeah.
First of all, I want a Monte Cristo now. We should be crunching on one during this episode.
We should have. We should. I mean, we're not going to be doing it justice without a mouthful of something. But I'm being a native Oklahoman. I'm probably hard enough to understand anyway, so I won't be chewing on anything.
I'm with you. So, like I said, it was kind of turned into a support group for this. I got a bunch of messages outside of Facebook from buddies that mentioned the same thing. I mean, that sandwich, man, Athena's kind of right. It was so unhealthy. You should have had like a cosigner, or like you had to sign a waiver to eat it.
Well, it reminds me of that restaurant they have that what is it, Heart Attack Burgers out in Las Vegas, where the wait staff all dressed up in nursing outfits. But it's funny you mentioned.
I think it's Arizona.
Is it Arizona? Okay, which I know they've got one somewhere. Well, I guess there's a few throughout the country, but I looked up because I'm a bit of a nerd. So I was like, okay, the Monte Cristo, a wonderful sandwich, but it seems awful American to me. So I pulled it up, and it's actually derived from the croque monsieur, which is from Paris, believe it or not. So I went, okay, there's no way they were trying to kill us, back in the 20s, but it was introduced in California in the 50s and 60s. And we took it and we went, you know what? This sandwich couldn't kill anybody. And so we said, we've got to dip this into some jam, raspberry preserves. And what if we left it alone and it mated with some French toast or a funnel cake?
Nothing you're saying is dissuading me from swallowing one of these right now.
No, it's fantastic. And so I looked at it. We renamed it the Monte Cristo, and they introduced it at Disneyland in the 60s. And after that, it's just been a staple. It took off like crazy.
Well, this sandwich looked at cholesterol guidelines and said, this is Russian disinformation. I don't care. I'm doing it.
I know. We're going to take a regular pan-fried ham sandwich and ham and turkey and cheese sandwich, and we're going to put everything wonderful on it. So if an 8-year-old was on death row, this is the sandwich that he would make.
That's exactly right. So explain it to the younger listeners who never got to go to Bennigan's. It's turkey, ham, cheese. It's deep fried, like you said, batter dipped, deep fried.
Yep.
Powdered sugar on top and raspberry preserves. About a week's worth of calories in that one sandwich.
Yeah, a week's worth of calories, and you're liable to lose one of your feet pretty quick after it too. So it's wonderful. It's as great as it sounds.
It seems like there's a focus group that says, is there a way we could cram breakfast, lunch, and dinner in one easy to carry sandwich?
No joke. That's exactly what they did. That's a guy just put out something, and these are 8 of my favorite things, shook them in a Yahtzee cup and spit them out and went, okay, I'm doing all this. So just some brilliant fella. I don't know who he is, but we should toast to him.
So this was a place, Oklahoma City's Bennigan's was by an enormous putt-putt golf place up on I-40.
Celebration Station, right next to it. Yep.
If you want to go eat dinner with under a functioning traffic light with signs on the wall and Irish nonsense everywhere,
yep,
I got your place.
That's it. It was great. It was busy in there. Not just the people, but there was crap everywhere. It was an assault on your senses, including the
I was
food,
at a booth one time in the very back, and I looked behind me, and there was a University of Oklahoma yearbook from the 50s on a shelf. I took it down and thumbed through it while I was waiting for dinner. It was so cool.
That is pretty cool. Yeah, but there was just absolutely crap everywhere. It looked like, something exploded in there, but you're right.
Right.
Just
but man, that was date nights after football games, kids with birthday dinners. I remember when I worked at that paging store on 240.
Yeah, you did.
We'd have inventory where we would count those pagers and all the stuff in the store. And then my manager would say, let's go to Bennigan's. And it was like, were they open that late? Seems like it was like 1 a.m. We'd go there and double fist some sandwiches and French fries. Delicious.
Yeah, it was great. We didn't get out that way a whole lot. We were Southsiders. But whenever I first got into outside sales here in Oklahoma City, that's a pretty big industrial area, and we made absolutely sure that I hit that place as often as I could.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, that's a shame, and it's gone. I looked up on Facebook today, or not Facebook. I looked up on YouTube commercials, where you sent me that one earlier today that we played at the beginning of the episode, and I saw one, and they had a big production about a new Bennigan's being opened up in Lexington, Kentucky, and they had the general manager and the chief chef there, or whatever, was on some morning news show, and they were yucking it up about Bennigan's is back. And I thought, oh, wow, that's crazy. That's a road trip. And I looked it up, permanently closed last year.
Of course.
I just don't think the place I don't know what it is. Why did Chili's survive and this one didn't? It's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. Which, they didn't have them all over the city. Like you said, there's not really housing by the one that was in Oklahoma City. I don't know. I think they maybe tried to get close to an airport or something like that, maybe. But the one here, you kind of had to drive to get out there, and you didn't live by it.
Yeah.
And
Well,
there's not,
if you lived by it, you were in those motels where the
yep,
ladies would hang
shadiness.
out.
Yep,
Yeah. So you probably weren't Bennigan's
yep,
clientele anyway.
yep. So
So look, we'll throw it on the pile. It's Chi-Chi's, Steak and Ale, Pancho's, Shoney's,
yes,
Western Sizzling. I'm getting more sad the more of these I read.
I know. I know. We talked about there's even more. The sirloin stockade, which is a whole other discussion, and you know there's just so many to mourn, and not just mourning the restaurants being gone, but just those special things that they served. You mentioned Chi-Chi's fried ice cream.
If you grew up when we did, chances are your best memories are sitting on a VHS tape somewhere. Birthday parties, family reunions, even that first camcorder Christmas morning. But those tapes don't last forever. That's where the Digitize Center comes in. They convert your old VHS tapes, camcorder tapes, reel-to-reels, photos, slides, smoke signals into high-quality digital files, so you can actually watch them again and again and share them with the people who matter. Don't let those moments fade away in a box in the attic. Not the people, the milestones, not the memories. Head over to thedigitizecenter.com, check out thousands of 5-star reviews, and make the call to preserve your story. Use promo code FREENIGHTS for 60% off your order. That's FREENIGHTS for 60% off. Bring those memories back to life before they're gone for good. Here's my problem with that. When all the nerds or the skinny dorks in like PE wanted to play with that stupid parachute instead of going and tackling each other outside.
Yeah.
That's what happened here. All the nerds decided we wanted sandwiches near our bike shops and didn't want deep fried sandwiches. Be a soy boy dork somewhere else. Don't
run it for the rest of us. Don't run it for the rest of us. I know.
But
there needs to be like an electoral college for foods places where everybody is representative instead of some hippy dippy goons on the coasts deciding who closes what.
Yeah. And see, we do kind of have that. People can drive to wherever they want to and vote with their wallet. I just think that normal rotund individuals got shamed out of eating their deep fried powdered sugar sandwiches.
Yeah.
By the bean eaters. And so we're on a crowd like, where do you want to go? Let's go to Bennigan's and eat like men.
That's right. Whatever I want. Yeah. Just give me whatever I want. I've worked hard this week.
We lost that war because we didn't fight.
That was it. You know what? It was the silent majority that ruined it. Like we do everything.
Yeah, when we sit down and don't. Yeah, you're right. But a lot of us are now in those scooters because we ate too many of those sandwiches, and so we just can't get there. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You telling me if they wouldn't DoorDash those sandwiches, they wouldn't have a line? Yeah, they would.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, now there's no you can have it shipped to you, and the guy that brought to your house, and nobody has to judge your plate on your table.
There's fat guys all over like Braveheart. You can take my foot. Don't take my sandwich. And they did both.
You're right. Somehow they ended up with both of them.
That's a shame. So among the list, the luminaries I mentioned, I think my parents' age, my parents were early boomers, and brother, they tore up a Steak and Ale on anniversaries and graduation parties. They loved that place, and
well, that was all it was for. I don't know. I mean, again, I don't know who's got the money to Steak and Ale it on a Tuesday, right? I mean. I know there were people that did.
Southsider.
Dude, I'll show you all of that. We go back to the book fair episode if you need to know what I'm about. But for us, that was it was almost a joke. Like it was Steak and Ale. Look at you. What if you must be billionaire? Put your monocle in and head over to Steak and Ale. We went, but we didn't go often. So
They don't let you go. You can't enter without spats, sir.
that's exactly right. I pull up and throw my keys to a guy to park the car, and he just is a regular person. You know, we didn't go because we shouldn't. So it was, but I do remember it being a great place, and I can't believe it's gone.
Well, let me
It's
ask you
crazy.
something. Places like Western Sizzling, like what was a staple for us after church. Mom would
Yeah.
eat those salads that were 2 feet tall, and I'd be bored waiting to go home and watch football.
Yeah, yeah.
But places like that, Pancho's, is it because that nuclear family is so different than it was in the 80s that those places are just literally out of style?
You know, I don't know. For us, you know, I read an article actually just last week, and this person was complaining that people can't afford to go do it. And you know, I'll tell you, I've got a big family. When we go anywhere, we're 120, 130 bucks if we go sit down. And
Mm.
that's at a reasonable place with some kid menus and whatnot involved. So maybe, but I think it's has more to do with the DoorDash culture, maybe. I I think we've got folks. I'm in outside sales and have been for 30 years. And now this generation doesn't want to see anybody. They don't want to go out and mingle among people. That's our generation's thing. They would rather eat a sandwich on their couch than they would have to go out and grab that yearbook from Bennigan's and flip through it and look at some cool stuff. So
Yeah, that's a shame.
it's weird. Yeah, I think something is lost.
Yeah, that's true. So among the list I mentioned there, which one hurts the most?
To me, oh man, I don't know what I miss the most. I'm like, do I miss dining without having to worry about a mortgage also? Because this is when we were kids, right? I mean, or
Very true.
did I miss dining when my knee didn't hurt? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's nostalgia is a super powerful thing. So I would love to eat some of this food now that I haven't had in 30 years and think, you know?
You know, my brother, the shrink,
Yeah.
genuinely one of the smartest guys I've ever known. He says there's a shrink term that he calls it euphoric recall.
Okay.
I was talking to him about Brahms one day. Gosh, I think in my living room in Murfreesboro, you know, his senior year, we moved to Oklahoma, and he lived in North Texas for years, and so he knows Brahms. And I said, that hamburger is so good. He says, yeah, it is. It's probably not as good as you remember it. What are you talking about?
I don't like where this is going at all.
Yeah, I almost kicked him out of my house.
No, yeah, there's some
And-
things that you're justified doing that for.
But he did come around at the end. And we were talking about things from the past, growing up, your childhood days, and all
Yeah.
this stuff. He mentioned a lot of what you did, man. You're not paying taxes. You don't have a mortgage.
Yeah.
Monday morning means you go see your buddies at school. You don't have to drive to work and work for a boss you hate. And he said that warps that. And he said it is euphoric recall. You remember it much better than it was. But he did say, to his credit, but man, those Brahms burgers are probably maybe
Attaboy.
even better.
They are
Yeah.
fantastic. But you're right, you know, it's you look back at those and some of these places are pretty smart because they're playing on our nostalgia. I saw that McDonald's is re-releasing the hot apple pie.
Saw that.
And that's got to be aimed at us, right? I mean, some of us whose mouths have maybe just now healed from the last
Right.
time we ate one 18
Right.
years ago or whatever
Yeah.
it was.
Holes in your shirt from that lava that drips out.
Yeah. And so I think I think your brother's onto something with that, you know, because those weren't inherently a good thing to eat, but it's part of childhood.
Right. Yeah, I hate the fact that McDonald's fries, while delicious, were better when you're climbing through Mayor McCheese's head yelling at your mom.
Yeah.
Like,
Or, you know, the one that cracks me up is, you know, like a ShowBiz or a Chuck E. Cheese, you know, now as an adult, I walk into those places and I'm like, we've been doing super spreader events. That didn't start with the pandemic. If you've ever been in the ball pit at a Chuck E. Cheese or a ShowBiz Pizza,
yeah. When
you
you
may
climb
never
out
get
of there,
sick again.
you're immune to, yeah. You're patient zero.
That's exactly right. You've been introduced to everything, no immunizations needed.
I will tell you what I missed the most out of those that I've listed. This is going to sound weird, but a great mix of fast food and like family dining. I miss raising that flag, man, when I want them to bring me another dang burrito.
Oh, I know.
It's so
I know.
good.
It was Pancho's and the flag at Casa Bonita, wasn't it? Didn't they have a flag
I think
also?
they had a flag too, but man, the Panchos, it was, I don't know if the food wasn't, I mean, it wasn't great Mexican food, but it was really good. And it was loud and kind of chaotic in there. And you're smart. They had tile everywhere. So when the kids are throwing honey,
Yeah.
stuff, they could clean it off.
Well, they realized too, it's at that point, it's quantity over quality. And you know what? We'll bring you more. It's not great, but there's plenty of it.
Yeah.
And you know, and I know this is a national show, but that 240 in South Oklahoma City had the steak and ale and Der Dutchman and Western Sizzlin and pie. Remember that? Pioneer Pies.
Yes.
And Harrigan's. And
hang on. Do I remember Pioneer Pies?
I know.
God. Yeah.
And Sirloin Stockade on the other side, and Crystal's Pizza, and just all these wonderful things that every one of them are gone now. Crystal's Pizza, by the way, was just that was an after Sunday night church place. So
yeah, yes, it was.
Which we that you know, we didn't go out to eat a lot. Again, my parents had, you know, were foster parents for a good part of my childhood, and so we didn't just pack up and go out to eat. It was typically after church on Sunday mornings or whatever, that we would go out to lunch and typically hit. You remember the cafeterias, Luby's,
Yes,
Dotson's. Did you ever go to Dotson's cafeteria?
No, we had my dad had a job.
Hurtful, but they Joe Dotson and his wife Charlotte went to our church. So I never understood. We're sitting there. Everybody from our church was at Dotson's after church. I'm like, put a podium in here and let's knock this out.
Yeah,
Why do I have to go two places and have two different religious experiences? Let's just knock this thing out. So.
Let's one-stop shop here.
It is, yeah. But they had a piano there, and we're Church of Christ, so there was no way we were going to do that. But you know, that's a whole different. That's a whole nother podcast.
Big
if you
pack of weirdos.
We are, and we know it. But yeah, I miss all the. You know, now you look and all those. Like I said, I think your brother's right. I think there's some nostalgia tied to it that wasn't that great. You know, I went back, and this might get hate mail, but I watched Wayne's World with my kids. Because to me, in 1990 or 91, that was hilarious.
Yes.
Have you done it? Have you done it as an adult?
I have.
Not great. I'm sorry if you think it's great. But
no.
I just went, am I an idiot now or was I an idiot then? And both things I understand can be true. Please don't write in. But
right.
I may be a different kind now, but I just don't know. You know, am I misremembering or I don't know.
See, I don't understand the math of it. So if people are switching to convenience, why are they getting rid of Long John Silver's?
I'll go to bat for Long John Silver's all day long.
Good Lord, yes. Oh, put that big paper pirate hat on.
That's right. But you know what? That's another point. We can mourn restaurants that are gone, but when you look at a Long John Silver's, they're still here, but I mourn what they used to be.
Right.
There's no deck. There's no deck around it in big nets.
Yeah.
Remember that?
The one in Murfreesboro, before they closed it down, had a big plastic pirate ship in the lobby for the kids to climb on.
Yes. But now they've merged them with the A&W root beer facilities, and most of them around here. And there's no net. There's no starfish on the wall. There's no paper hats. It's just like what we used to be a proper country.
Well, I think a lot of that is hedge funds and not hedge funds. What's the other?
The private equity groups that buy all these.
Yeah, the private equity groups that buy them, and they just kind of lose their charm, and they lose.
Yeah.
You know, when Dave Thomas died, Wendy's sales plummeted. He was on all the commercials. He was the face of that place.
Yeah.
And then it got bought by a larger corporation.
Yeah.
And it just kind of became a commodity. And
yeah,
that I don't throw stones at that. You know.
Yeah, I get it.
Do what you got to do, but.
But
is it worth losing our Wendy's potatoes and that salad bar?
I know.
Not.
I know. And a taco bar and a Wendy's for some reason. This place used to be great.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, nothing says middle-aged like driving up to an old restaurant, telling people in the car what used to be there.
I
Like,
know. You know what? A Pizza Hut is the one I mourn the most.
oh, yeah.
If you went to a Pizza Hut in the 70s and 80s, we would talk about heaven in Revelation 21, where the streets of gold and all this. I'm like, yeah, but are they going to have a jukebox in the booth?
Are they going to have smoking sections and those big, like, banged up pitchers of soda that are getting really flat fast? Those big red pitchers.
Yes.
Looks like the handle's going to chip off. Like, yeah.
The giant red cups on a checker, black or a red and white checkered tablecloth. And, sometimes there'd be a split in the Naugahyde whatever on those booths that would pinch the fire out of your 2-inch inseam shorts that you were wearing in the 70s. That's what I miss. Those aren't even gone, but you can still miss what they used to be.
Yeah, that's true. And every check cashing place and insurance company that's now in a Pizza Hut, you drive by, old Pizza Hut.
Yeah, you can tell by the slanted roof, and you're like, yep, paint that back red. And this was a beautiful place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caitlyn Jenner, Bruce Jenner. You drive by him.
Yeah. 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 You're not fooling anybody.
We can go in there and get our taxes done and pretend like it doesn't still faintly smell like, the Pac-Man machine. But yeah.
Remember if you read so many books, you got the little personal pan pizza?
Book it.
Are you kidding me? I can go sit over there, put a quarter in, play Lips Inc. Funky Town 3 times. I can't do that anywhere now. It's ridiculous.
No, but you can go to an old Pizza Hut in every downtown in America and buy your vape juice.
I know. What is wrong with us? How did we get here? This is not what my grandfather fought for.
No, it's not. Like, what a great segue earlier for a company that specializes in bringing old things back to life. Digitize Center should be all over this.
That's right. They need to come back and digitize this Pizza Hut. It's
let's talk about dudes our age that decided enough is enough, and they brought back a restaurant in Colorado.
Is it Trey Parker and Matt Stone from South Park? They bought a Casa Bonita in Lakewood, Colorado, and the building alone was $3.1 million. And they put $45 million more into a Casa Bonita restaurant to get it up and running.
I love it.
It's brilliant. I went online to look because I'm like, okay, I got to see how much this thing, how much it costs. They're months out. It's reservation only. And they're 2 months out. It's $39.99 a person to go back. But nostalgia.
That's
they got
nothing.
Us.
I'd do it.
You do it because, for me to be up by Lakewood, that outside of suburb of Denver, Colorado, we're on vacation, so of course you'd go cut loose with it. But yes, I thought, they're not hurting. They are, 8 weeks out for a reservation. This is brilliant.
The prices, they don't allow tipping.
Do they not?
No, there's no tipping. It's part of the deal.
Wow. Okay, so did you go to Casa Bonita when you were a kid?
Yeah. Are you kidding? Look at me.
Where was there a South Side one?
I remember one. I think it was on 39th.
Yeah, 39th in Portland area was the only one I ever remember, and I don't know if we went. We maybe went once, but we didn't have passports. And to go from the south side, once you crossed into the north side of Oklahoma City, they wondered if we were there to mow or pour concrete or something. So
they could smell the Cleveland County on us up there.
They could. And they go, "You have no place north of 240," and I'd be like, "I'm so sorry that we tried." But we walk in. Yeah, so glad you're here. That heater's been leaking all day. That's right. You guys are finally going to mow. I'm like, no, we're here to eat. But yeah. So that
you guys are finally gonna mow.
But I just got it begs the question: if you had South Park money and you could bring a restaurant back, which one would you do?
I don't know if you were listening earlier when I opened up with Bennigan's.
Yeah, just for that one sandwich. Is that it?
Yes. Yeah, I would try to deep fry a pizza in that place.
That would be brilliant. They would,
And I would make Athena Glover bring it to me.
What they have the melting pot here, which is they just bring out different meats and things, and they bring out melted cheese and melted chocolate, and what if they just had a deep fryer on every table, and you put together whatever instead of dipping it in some type of a chocolate
It's a
fondue.
great idea. 'Cause I remember when Golden Corral came out with that chocolate fountain, and I thought my enormous self would be over there like dipping chicken wings in that thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I've ever been since that thing's been open, but it's probably for the best.
I had a customer that I used to take out to eat, and he always wanted to go to the Golden Corral, again off of 240, which swallowed up our beloved Sirloin Stockade. And if you ever watch it, you shouldn't go there. I kind of get why. I mean, all you can eat places are a little creepy to a lot of folks, and because there are kids there doing that exact thing, which I'm still 8 years old in my heart, and so I'm sitting over there doing it going, look, I can't, so you go ahead and do it. But they're touching everything. Kids are running around. Parents are letting them loose. And a sneeze guard doesn't work on a 4-foot tall kid. So I'm like, we got to get out of here. But yeah. But anyway, so I get why those places are failing. But I think, my wife and I, our first date, this is how more Oklahoma we are. I know it's a national show, but this is about
I
our
think by
hometown.
now people have a good idea of more Oklahoma.
They
from
do.
the show.
They do. My wife and I, our first date was on May the 9th at Harry Bear's restaurant.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's hard to beat.
It was, which, by the way, the one right there on 12th Street used to be in a Sambo's. That was a Sambo's, which they, a lot of those turned into Denny's in the late 70s and early 80s because of the, whatever.
Yeah.
But that,
The thing.
because of the thing. And anyway, so I think they had fried peaches. And the shakes, they were one of the first people the first people I ever saw that would deliver your shakes to you upside down. So I think if I could bring one back, I think it would be Harry Bear's restaurant.
That's not terrible. Matter of fact, a buddy of mine from church growing up on that same post about the Monte Cristo, Shelly Austin, she was just this little bitty girl that just run around church. And turns out she's a full grown woman now.
She grew up to get out of here.
Surprising to see her picture. Like, no, she's about 4 foot tall, but she's not. Anyway, her only comment: Harry Bear's fried peaches.
Yeah, I get it, and I don't know if it was just again, that was my wife and I, our first date and young love and all that. Hey, here's how go back to another podcast episode. We met at the Diamond Ballroom. Yeah, that's right. 1 week earlier. That's how Southside WT we are. But anyway, yeah, we but yeah, we went to Harry Bear. So I miss Harry Bear's like a brother. Cheese fries, all those. So I miss the.
That's a great time.
It is. I think I also miss the metabolism, perhaps, that one could eat cheese fries and fried peaches and have a shake in the same sitting. So.
I was a round kid. I never had that metabolism.
Dude, I was tiny back then, but don't you worry, folks. It happened. Everybody that said, one day you're going to balloon up. And there was a one day. You were all correct. Congratulations. But, it's funny that, we listened to the commercial at the beginning of the podcast where it talks about he found $10 in his button flies. Which
I'm gonna tell you that's what drove me nuts. You found $10. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Throw it in the pile and
Yeah, 3 more of those and you can go eat.
Dang, we lost so much.
We did. The 29, 39, 59-cent menu at Taco Bell. And the colon that can handle it. We left all those behind in the 90s. I left every one of those behind in the 90s. So,
boy.
You shouldn't have to pay that much for food you rent. But anyway,
yeah, what
stuff.
A way for this to end.
Yeah. Anyway, if you're a listener, I would love to know what restaurant. I'm sure we missed about 1,000 of them that we didn't talk about, but I'm sure people out there have a billion. But go on to Facebook or something and let us know who we forgot, what we forgot. But I just again love the nostalgia. I can still smell a ShowBiz Pizza from when I was a kid. Or Crystal's Pizza, or Steak and Ale. I remember just thinking, oh my gosh, we're rich. My parents hit oil. when we went there or something. Just any of those
Hey,
places.
here's a little fun fact. I hated Steak and Ale when I was a kid.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was like a pretentious Western sizzling. Like what's the big deal?
And you're right. It wasn't for us. My parents should have left us at home because we were Westerns. We have Western sizzling behavior.
My parents should have just left me at home.
That's
just
right.
More.
That's right.
Just in general, a lot more than they did.
But you know what? And they would have probably been happier with that because even right now, my kids, I'll say, okay, guys, we're going to go to McAllister's, or something that we like, and the kids will be like, can we get McDonald's? And I'm like, you absolutely can get McDonald's because I'm not buying you a $14 sandwich that you're going to take 2 bites of and throw it away. So
that's a good point.
Yeah.
My parents made a calculated, terrible decision to bring my sister and I onto one of their anniversary dates. There was a very, very nice restaurant
Wow.
up on the north side called Reuben Rugby's, and they took us there. And my sister and I'm making jokes the whole time, and I'm mumbling things and making her laugh. And I made the waitress laugh with something I said. And Mom and Dad's like, I'm going to strangle him.
Yeah.
Like we had two fine kids, and we had to have this third one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And and looking back on it, I was at 8 and I was working on my stand-up material.
Right.
And it's probably funny, but not at the time. Mom and Dad would just they just looked so miserable.
Which they should have gone by, in hindsight, leave you at home with that personal pan pizza and your Atari.
Right.
You know what I mean? And what else? Everybody's happy and they get to eat.
Everybody's a lot happier.
Yeah.
Yes.
I tell my kids that right now. What are you eating, Dad? I'm like, don't worry about it. This is grown-up food. It could kill you. I don't know if a 12-year-old body can handle this. So
that's a good point.
Oh, well.
All right. We did it. We got, we hit them all. You know what? I tried my best not to become the 2 old men in the mezzanine or the balcony at the Muppet Show.
The little Statler and Waldorf. But you know what?
Yeah.
We've earned it. That's who we are now. And
we have earned it.
And I'm okay with it.
I want one of them chicken fried steaks from Furr's right now.
Furr's. Man, that's another one. Furr's and Luby's. Man, if you went out with your grandparents, that's where you were headed.
What are you, a Luby's stockholder? Shut up about Luby's.
Did I say it twice? No, but that's where my grandparents went. So that's where we were going. Do you want to go to Luby's? And I'm like, hey, I just moved out. I could use a free meal.
Right.
This stuff is semi-palatable. So
let me bring my lucky jacket that has the inside pockets. We're going to Luby's.
That's right. I'm going to cut the median age in half just by walking in there.
Oh man, I wish we could do a week of it. I'd go back.
That's exactly right. I would too.
Oh man. All right, Dean.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for your time, buddy.
I appreciate you, brother.
Talk to you later.
All right.
Yeah, I remember. So hang on. Take this from the top. Ask me again about the Hardys.
So you remember the Hardys on 19th Street?
The Hardys that got blown away by a tornado.
Yes.
What about
remember the midget that worked in the drive-thru?
The midget that worked in the drive-thru.
Yeah.
I do remember the one that would hop in the chair.
Yes, he would hop up on the chair and hand you your stuff through the window. He later on moved to the Burger King at 12th and Eastern, which was a delight because it was closer to the house. But he was worth the price of the admission.
That's why you went to Hardee's on 19th Street, because of the midget in the window.
I'm sorry.
The show's over, and I don't know what to do with myself till next Friday.
You could spend hours making your own free nights and weekends t-shirts and coffee mugs, but now there's a better way.
There's got to be a better way.
Yeah, I just said that.
Oh, I didn't know what that meant.
A quality industrial sewing machine could cost more than $20,000 probably. Would you pay $200 for a gorgeous free nights and weekends magnet?
I would.
Probably.
I guess.
Not with this special offer, you won't. Follow the FNAW swag link on this player, and you'll spend a fraction of that on quality FNAW merchandise you crave. No more downloading sketchy copies of design software. No more blacking out with rage, trying to get the typeset all lined up perfectly. We do all that. Follow the link for the finest t-shirts, mugs, koozies, and tumblers, and support the show. Operators are standing by.